Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming today to listen to my speech on sugar products in the American diet and the implications. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to my speech today. So, like me, you've probably heard that we consume a lot of sugar, right? Now, as a mom, I thought it was really important to learn more about how much added sugar we're actually consuming so that I can make better choices for my family. How many of you have any idea how many teaspoons of added sugar we consume a day? How many teaspoons do you think?
50.
No, not quite that crazy.
30.
Anybody
20?
else? Any idea? Okay. The average American consumes 22 teaspoons of added sugar every day. That is almost a half a cup of sugar. So imagine like having your cereal in the morning and pouring a half a cup of sugar on top of it. That's a lot of sugar, right? So like I said, it's about half a cup of sugar. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what exactly is added sugar, also how people end up eating more than they realize, and then also what are some of the health implications of consuming too much sugar. So what is added sugar? Added sugar is any sugar which is not naturally produced by the food that you're eating. So like for fruits, you've got the fructose. For dairy products, you have the lactose. So that's naturally occurring. Added sugar is any sugar which is added to improve the taste, the texture, as a preservative. So even like you can see here the list of the different added sugars. So even though it's natural, like say the fruit juice concentrate or honey, if you put it in food, it's considered added sugars. So there's lots of different forms of added sugars. What is the American Heart Association's recommended guidelines? For men, it's 9 teaspoons, which comes out to 150 calories. For the women, it's only 6 teaspoons, which is 100 calories of sugar. And as you can see, we're consuming way more at 22 teaspoons. That's quite a bit more. So how does this happen? How are we eating so much sugar? Over here, this shows you that we are consuming like 352 calories just from added sugar. I don't know if you know, but 200 or 2,000 rather is our recommended intake. So we're getting a big portion of it right there from the added sugar. So how does it happen? A lot of you probably know that soda, big contributor to added sugars. This one soda has 10 teaspoons of sugar, which is more than the recommendation for men or women. And it's very common that people will have 1 or 2 sodas, right? 3 a day. Your husband has 3?
My husband has 3 or more.
3 or more. So right there, that's like 30 teaspoons of sugar just from that alone. And it's all sweetened beverages, whether it's soda, sports drinks also contribute a lot, fruit punch that you give your kids, it all has a lot of added sugars. But there's also some surprising items as well, food that you think are healthy for you. So here,
I have that.
see? The Chobani Greek yogurt. It's vanilla, right? There's no added sugar from vanilla. A plain non-fat yogurt has 7 grams of sugar, and that would be the naturally occurring sugar in the yogurt. If you see here, it has 16 grams, which means that there's 9 additional grams of sugar. So that's 2 teaspoons of added sugar to this Chobani. And you might think it's got cane syrup, it's sweetened honey, it's natural ingredients. But the truth is your body, it processes it the same way. It's going to turn it into the same amount of calories, whether it comes from a natural source or from like refined table sugar. So let's say you pair it up with oatmeal. Everybody knows oatmeal is healthy. Helps to fight cholesterol. It's made with 100% whole grains. But if you look here, 12 grams of sugar. If you get plain oatmeal, there are 0 grams of sugar.
It tastes bad though.
It tastes bad, it does. But right there, you are adding 3 teaspoons of sugar to your oatmeal. So you might think this is a healthy breakfast, but you've already consumed 5 teaspoons of sugar. For us women, with my cup of coffee and my teaspoon of sugar, I'm done for the day. That's my whole recommended guide for taking in sugars. So it's easy to see how the sugars will add up throughout the day just by that. So some of the implications are, of course, it contributes to the problem with being overweight and obesity. It also can be linked to type 2 diabetes. There's no nutritional value to these added sugars, and it does affect our poor dental health. So they have found a direct correlation between the intake of sugar and an increase in your BMI, which is your body mass index. So what happens is when we eat all of these foods that offer all these added sugars, chances are they are not giving us any nutrients because they're like sodas, beverages, cookies, candies, things like that. So just to kind of give you an idea, a super big gulp from 7-Eleven is 44 ounces of soda. You factor in 6 ounces of ice, that's 38 ounces of soda. How many grams of sugar do you think is in that? 128 grams of sugar in your big gulp. Isn't that crazy? Which means that that is 512 calories, 2/3 of a cup of sugar. You're drinking 2/3 of a cup of sugar right there.
You know how long you have to run to burn
Yes,
512
exactly. And the problem is that's a beverage, so we eat something with it, right? That's not a meal replacement. You don't just have a soda for a meal. You're going to be eating the calories from the drink, and you're also going to be getting calories from whatever you have eaten, which is easy to see how we go past our 2,000 calories, which is recommended. So also, you might think, well, what about artificial sweeteners like diet sodas? But the problem with that is they find that it doesn't activate the food reward pathways that natural sugars do. So when you eat it, you don't feel satisfied, you don't have that feeling like, ooh, I had something really good, and so you tend to overeat. Also, what happens is like you justify having dessert, right? Hey, I had a diet soda, I'm gonna have some ice cream because I was really good today. So then you have even more ways of getting those calories added onto your day.
So skinny vanilla latte means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obesity-related conditions. It contributes to heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, which are some of the most preventable causes of death. It also has been associated with certain types of cancers. You know, there's postmenopausal breast cancer, esophagus cancer, thyroid, kidney, just to name a few of it. And they're projecting right now that more than 1/3 of Americans are obese. It is costing, last year, it cost us an average of $190 billion. So, you know, as we are consuming more sugars, this is going to go up, and exactly, it's going to end up costing us more money. So while it's associated with type 2 diabetes through obesity, there's also a direct independent link to type 2 diabetes by itself. And they're projecting that by 2050, 1/3 of Americans will be diabetic. So I mean, that's not a really bright future. We're obese already, we're going to be diabetic, so we really need to start making those changes. The other problem is that these foods usually don't contribute to our nutritional values at all. So like if you have an apple or some kind of fruit, it's known for having sugar, but it's natural sugar. It's naturally found in the products. You're also getting antioxidants, you're getting vitamins, you're getting fiber, you know, so that's important that you do get that. But when you have all of these unhealthy foods, you fill up on the cookies and the candies and cakes and things like that. And so you really aren't getting all of the nutritional needs that you need. So because of this, we're not getting enough vegetables, we're not getting enough whole grains, beans, things like that. So we really are filling up on empty calories and not the things that we should be. It also affects our dental health because what happens is when you eat lots of sugary products, when your saliva mixes with the sugar, it produces an acid. And this acid attacks your teeth up to 20 minutes after you eat it. So the more often you're eating sugar, the more this acid is in your mouth, and it contributes to tooth decay. So another reason why added sugar is really not good to us. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, overall, the conclusion, we are consuming too much added sugar. Natural sugar is good for us. Like I said, it does have, you know, nutrients and things like that, but it's the added sugar that you really need to help keep an eye out for, because it is contributing to the unhealthiness of our country as a whole and our future generations. So by keeping track of our added sugars, we can all help to live healthier lives and to make better choices for ourselves and our families. So there you go. Kind of makes you look differently at all of our snacks and stuff, right?
My lunch is yogurt.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
As long as it's not Chobani.
It just ruined my favorite part of all of my entire day.
It's not that you can't have You just need to limit. Just keep an eye on how much you have and
9
try not to.
My
tablespoons.
husband is
Teaspoons.
totally addicted to sugar.
Mine is too.
I need the big
His
gulp to
thing
go with
is
my
it's
rum.
When he's done with
Thank
soda,
you.
it's beer. And that's another
That's
form of
sugar.
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 Mhm.
Yeah.
Mine is he loves like cornbread and like